Hey everybody, this is the dude representing MGTOW is the only way to live. It's February 22nd, 2017 at noon, and I was just watching a video of Tucker Carlson debating gender equality with an author. Anyways, I don't know, it was a conversation. Anyways, these snowflakes, the social justice warriors, the climate we live in 2016, 2017 is utterly ridiculous to me. I saw it creep up on me last year, or creep up on culture last year. I wasn't even aware of it, actually, because I'm a tattoo artist. And just a backtrack of my history, I had a girlfriend from 2003 to 2008, so she isolated me. So I was basically a married man, cut off from the world, isolated. So when I started tattooing, I came back into the reality of social climate. Starting in 2013, and I just, even last year, I became aware of how crazy the culture is now, the Western culture, with these fucking millennials, these college students, these liberal feminine, sorry, the camera shut off. I became aware of this current climate of this college student, the snowflake, the liberal arts students, the feminist fucking agenda, and it's just a crazy climate we live in. It's just insane and delusional of these millennials. As I say, I tattoo a lot of them, so I see it firsthand. I can remember when this lesbian couple, 19-year-olds, came to get tattooed, and I've tattooed them many times, and she's really nice, actually, this girl, really, really nice. But she asked me my opinion on the election. How do you feel that Donald Trump won? And I basically said to her, I said, well, here's my feeling on it. My feeling on that is I have no opinion on it, because I knew had I said I like Donald Trump, and by the way, I think Donald Trump is a god, the fucking most alpha male you'll ever, on every fucking level. The guy is just fucking, I worship the guy. I basically didn't even voice my opinion on it because I didn't want her to storm out angry or create a fight, because if these fucking millennials, if you tell them anything that is against their ideology, they fucking lose it on you. They can't even accept someone else's opinion or view of the world. It's insane. But I want to talk a little bit about the transgender delusion, and it's really funny because I come from a very, very conservative sort of family, and especially the older generation, my parents' generation, and in my grandparents' generation for sure. I have a cousin actually on my mother's side who's transgendering to male to female, and I gotta tell you, my grandparents would be rolling over in their fucking, my grandmother would be rolling over in their grave about this. And the kid is very masculine looking, and I see him on Facebook, and he's dressed up like a girl, and it's completely ridiculous. I mean, it's, sure, some of these, especially the younger guys, they could probably pass, but still, by and large, male traits are very specific and female traits are very specific, and it'd be very difficult to do 100% sort of fool. I became aware of this on my radar about, I would say, a month ago. It's 3 months ago. I became very, very aware of this on my radar because I have a lot of friends on my Facebook, and I went on the bus I went on an express bus in my community to get some art supplies. Real short bus trip, like, so basically 2 blocks up and then 2 blocks down, basically. 1 kilometer bus ride back and forth. So the whole trip lasted me about fucking half an hour max. So I get back to my place and my Facebook is open, and this girl that added me maybe a month prior had popped up in my chat and said, "Oh, I just saw you on the bus." And I'm thinking, well, okay. So I look into it. I'm like, well, was I wearing this? Was I wearing that? She's like, yes, it was you. And then, okay, fine. And she added me for tattooing about a month prior. She wanted to get some tattoos. She was inquiring. She's a good-looking girl. So in this conversation, I said, oh, well, I guess that was me. You saw me. Yeah, why don't you say hi? And she said something like, I don't know, whatever she said. And then she said, we should hang out sometime. And I'm thinking, and she's a good-looking girl, right? Like 20 years old. And I'm thinking, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. And then I said, well, the conversation went on through the day sporadically, and then it was like a Thursday, and I said, well, what do you want to do? You want to hang out? But no, we made a date for the next day. That's exactly what happened. We were gonna do something the next day, and the next day, I don't fucking answer girls' emails. I wait for them to fuck. At this point, I don't answer girls' emails. I wait for them to pop up in chat, and then I respond to it. So we're supposed to do something the next day, but I wait for her to pop up. So it's about 6 in the evening. We're supposed to do something like at 3 or whatever. She pops up in chat and she says, well, I guess we're not doing anything today. And I said, oh, and she says, well, I guess we're not doing anything today, right? And I said, well, we can do something tomorrow. She says, well, I'm not free Friday. And I said, well, and I come to find out she lives like literally in the next building over. And I said, well, I tell you what, why don't I just come out? I want to meet you. And she says, no, I can't. I'm not ready. I don't feel like it. I have a friend over. We're going to chill and we're going to sleep and stuff like that. And I said, well, I want to meet you. I just want to shake your hand. I want to meet you. I'm curious. I got to meet you because she's real pretty. She's making up all these excuses. And I said, well, I tell you what, I'm going to go fucking walk by her house right now. See if you see me. So I do that. I go and I come back, and on chat, she's like, I saw you. You're wearing this. You're wearing that. You're wearing this. And then I took one more trip. I said, I got to go to the grocery store. I'm going to pass your place one more time. So I went to the grocery store. I came back. She's like, I saw you again. And so rewind during the day. Rewind a few hours earlier. She basically said something like, and this is where it got a little weird, because I said, well, do you want to go to the mall or do you want to go to the theater? What do you want to do what do you want to do when you want to hang out? And she says to me, she says, well, by the way, when she said she saw me on the bus, she also said to me, she said to me, I saw you on the bus, and by the way, you're fine. You are fine. She told me I was fine. Okay, so I'm like, wow, I'm gonna get fucking laid. This is amazing. This is like fucking sex handed to me on a fucking silver platter. This girl thinks I'm fucking fine or whatever. So I said to her, so like on Facebook chat, I said, well, what do you want to do? You want to go to the, because I'm trying to be appropriate here. I want to I want to be a gentleman, right? Which I find these girls like to be treated like whores anyway, so you don't want to be a gentleman. But anyways, I'm real careful on my Facebook chats because I don't want to piss these girls off, and I don't want them to post a conversation and shame me just in case I fuck up and say something stupid. Like, if I say, these girls like will post conversations they have with guys trying to shame them, like if the guy sends a dick pic or some shit like that. I'm real nervous about stuff like that, so I'm careful what I say in Facebook chat. So anyway, she says to me in the Facebook chat when I say, do you want to go to the movies or the mall or something? I don't know. What do you want to do? She says to me, well, I was thinking something a little more intimate. And I'm like, whoa, a little more intimate? What the fuck? I've never had a girl say that to me in chat before. And I'm like, well, intimate? And and then it was weird, right? It was intimate. And then I say, well, I can't meet today. We can meet on the weekend. She says, well, I'm not available on the weekend. I said, well, check in with me next week. I said, and I'm not gonna kiss her ass on Facebook chat because I learned just basically this year that you don't kiss women's ass. I learned that lesson. You just fucking let them come to you. You don't, because I don't know. You kind of want to present yourself as sort of the one that's being pursued. I don't know if that's good or bad, but all I know is that kissing their ass doesn't work. So anyways, as the days are going by, I keep going checking her Facebook out, and I'm noticing her, as I'm going back in her history of pictures, I'm noticing that, what the fuck, that jaw's a little square, but she's really, really cute. She's got fucking the duck lips and the fucking perfect fucking beautiful skin, nice jawline, fucking thin as like really, really thin, like 120 pounds, 5'7", whatever. But I'm noticing as I'm going back in time, the pictures are getting more and more masculine. So then she presented her name as Victoria on Facebook, and then so I went to one of her friends. I saw her in one of her friends' icons that her friend in her was the profile picture. So I went to her friend's Facebook, this girl, and then I went back in time in her friend's photos, and I saw this person getting more and more masculine as the years went down, like as the years rewound, all up to the point where she was like 12 and she was a young boy. It was insane, guys. It was like I got completely duped by a transgender girl, but like even though this person passed extremely well, she still could not hide the fact that she was a guy. Still could not, because I saw those little genetic markers that piqued my curiosity as such, where I went back to, like, this is something, there's something up with this person. And anyways, she since, you know, obviously I never, after that, I never really talked to her, because I don't want to, I can't fuck a guy. I don't give a shit how fucking feminine she is. This is, as soon as I'd see that dick, it'd be like, no, you know what I mean? It's just, I can't do it. I'm a straight guy. It makes no sense to me, even though she almost passed, almost perfectly female. But this brings me to the transgender delusion, and I want to talk about female to male transgender, because there's a lot in the city where I live in. I see them on the subway, on the bus. It just looks like a girl dressed up like a boy. Now I have this one transgendered female to male on my Facebook, and my Facebook friends that's always liking my photos. But they do that because I'm a tattoo artist. I know what their game is. They just like, people really like tattoos or whatever. I don't know. She always likes my photos. But anyways, so this male to female to male transgender is a real pig. Like, she's a girl, but she's a butch, and she's fucking nasty looking. She's like 20 years old, and even though she's completely butch, you can still tell it's a girl. Still tell, I mean. And this person is one of these. She's a 20-year-old college liberal arts student, and she's one of these cutters, and she posts all these photos of herself, like, of her cuts on her arms and her fucking, they're disgusting, and her skin doesn't heal a straight scar. It heals like a bump scar, like one of these scars that bump, like make a bump, and her body's just littered with scars. And she's going through male hormone treatment right now. She's been on testosterone for a year, and she's always like posting photos of her updates, like, my voice changed. Here's a example of my voice is changing because I'm on testosterone. And man, she's horrible looking. She's like 5'3", because I know this because she's always pops up in my Facebook's newsfeed. So, and I'm curious about it. Obviously, it's fascinating, right? So I guess she's been on testosterone for a year, and and then recently, like a few months ago, I guess she got her sex changed on her license. So her status is, yay, I'm officially a male, blah 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 blah. And all her friends, obviously, they're all telling her what she wants to hear. They're all like, yeah, you go boy, or you go girl, or whatever. Like, like nobody, like, it's just unbelievable. She really thinks she's a guy. It's unfucking believable, man. And I just want to rip into her and say, like, her Facebook status is just like shit, like, say, okay, so a Facebook status would be, oh my god, I was misgendered today. Hello, like basically, how dare we misgender her? Like, we should know that she's a boy now. And she'll complain about shit like, a Facebook status will be like, my mother said to me, I wish you were a lesbian. That way, you'd be able to meet a girl, because girls only like tall men, and you're only 5'2" or whatever, 5'1", yeah. Sorry, like I was saying, yeah, the mother will say stuff like her status will be like, my mother told me today that I wish you would have just be a lesbian instead of transgender, because women like tall men, and you're only 5'1", and she's complaining about this shit. And like her Facebook statuses are basically the tone of a woman complain. You know how women complain about everything, the stupidest shit, like men don't even give a fuck about. And I feel like just saying, like, you're obviously, if you were an actual guy, a guy wouldn't post stupid shit like this, because guys don't give a shit about this fucking stuff. And she keeps on claiming she's a male. It's just unbelievable. Like, it's fucking baffling. You can't just say you're a fucking man all of a sudden. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care if it's like you're born either a male or female, period. Unless you're like some sort of borderline hermaphrodite or whatever. But I don't even know how that works. But if you're clearly born a male and you're clearly born a female, that's it. I mean, you can't just go around saying you're a man or a woman. It's just crazy. It's craziness. And like, especially like a woman will never have a man's, like, you can dress up like a man, you can take testosterone and get facial hair and fucking, sort of have male attributes, but you're never gonna have a mind's man. You're never gonna have the mind of a man. A man's mind is very specific. Like, Like, we don't give a shit about fucking. It's just, guys, it blows my fucking mind. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? It's just insanity, today's climate. These fucking millennial snowflakes. Just the fucking delusion in these fucking feminists, man. They can all go fuck themselves. Like, vilifying real men and, like, fucking demonizing us because we actually like sex and stuff like that. It's just, they can all go fuck themselves, man. Like society is coming to a real halt. There's gonna be a revolt on this fucking, this forced agenda. There's got to be a revolt, and I know myself. I put up with it for a long time, but I'm done. Like, these people gonna go fuck themselves now. Like, I don't know, guys. What do you think about this thought with this about this subject? Please let me know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and click the bell. And hope everybody has a great day. I mean, am I off on this? I don't know. I know it's a really touchy subject. I know they're really sensitive about it, but I think it's just the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, you can't just say you're a fucking man if you're a woman, and you can't just say you're a woman if you're a man, just because you're gay and you're like, you were born that way. It's unbelievable, guys. It's fucking unbelievable. Okay, guys, take care.